Right guys, welcome back to another episode of Map TV. Today we've got Jordan's GT315 with us. We're going to be giving it a little bit of a shakedown on the dyno. The last time it ran the dyno was September last year. So we've just done a service, fitted some new spark plugs, and we're going to stick it on the dyno, do some power runs, and basically just give it a health check, make sure it's all running as it should be. Let's get some power runs done and make some noise. Right, so we've just done a dyno pull in the GT350. It's making 820 wheel horsepower and just under 600 foot-pound of torque at the wheels. It actually made 821 wheel horsepower the last time it ran the dyno. That were in September last year. So it's come on today, made the exact same power as what it did last year sometime. Good consistency, very good consistency. So I've seen a few things in the logs. The logs are mint, absolutely perfect. It's running 19 degrees of timing, 18 at the top. All the fueling's bang on, fuel trims are perfect, within 3% throughout the full power run. But I still feel like it can have a little bit more up top, so I'm going to make a couple of revisions and see if we can make a little bit more power up top. It's not really about the power. There's a little bit of a dip in the graph after 7,000 RPM. So if we can smooth that out, we'll make more power as well. But the main part is just to smooth the curve out. So yeah, we'll make some changes, get it flashed into the car, and we'll do some more testing. So on the first run, I could see from the logs that the time was dropping a little bit at the top end. So we're running 20 degrees in the mid and then dropping down to about 18.5, 19 towards the top end of the rev range. This is what was causing a little bit of a dip in the actual torque curve between sort of 6 and 7,500 RPM. So what I've done is adjusted this spark a little bit at the top end and in the mid-range and kind of just got it to sit flat at around 20 degrees. So it sits flat at 20 degrees from about 5,500 RPM now. So it's actually sat on a spark limit. So whenever you're full throttle, it's just going to be getting 20 degrees all the way to the rev limiter. So that's going to give us a little bit more power up the top, and it's going to make it feel a lot more consistent at the top end. So on that run it made some extra power. So now we'll move over to the screen and we'll look at the before and after dyno graphs before the tweak and where it is now. Right, so we've finished the dyno session on the GT350 now. We've actually managed to gain an extra 20 wheel horsepower over its previous power. It made 820 wheel horsepower and today it's just made 840 due to a few little tweaks to the tune. When we first put it on the dyno, we wanted to test it, obviously just to make sure it's all running as it should, because it hadn't been on the dyno for so long, as a bit of an health check. And it actually made the exact same power as what it made last September. For anybody that follows this car or the owner on social media, you'll know that the car gets an absolute hammering every time it's driven. So for it to come back, go on the dyno, make the exact same power again, that is just, it's incredible really. Mega consistent. When you were recording some draggy times between 6,000 and about 7,500, you could see a dip in his time. Well, in that dip, it was losing a little bit of ignition timing. It's only 1 degree, but 1 degree is enough for it to slow your times down at the top end. So if you look at the graph here, we've just used a slightly different timing method, which enabled us to fill in that little divot in his last tune. So now instead of it dropping off here and then picking back up, it's just pulls all the way through. So we've just kind of filled that area in. So that should fix all his draggy time issues. So yeah, the car's done now. Gonna get it back off the dyno, and that's it.